Hi guys, it's G. Very quickly, just want to address the elephant in the room. I look a mess because I just got back from the gym and this is the only time I have free to record, so, sorry.
Gotta go and sorry.
With that being addressed, let's get on to today's topics. So first off, I wanted to express my immense disappointment in not getting BTS tickets. I'm talking specifically about the comeback concert tickets that is happening in Gwanghwamun. When they announced this comeback concert, I was just as excited as every other BTS fan. Not gonna lie, it was one of those moments where I was like, thank God I live in Korea. I felt a little bit smug, but that smug feeling was knocked straight out of me. Probably deservedly so, honestly, because it served me right for feeling smug, thinking that I had a chance of getting these tickets. Honestly, I should have known better that I had a cat in hell's chance of getting the tickets, because not only were they free, there were only like 13,000 tickets available, and with how popular BTS are, I should have really known that it was going to be an absolute bloodbath trying to get anywhere near this concert. But I did foolishly have hope. So I set up my computer, I set up my mobile phone, I was sitting there, I had a cup of tea to calm the nerves, and I sat there and I watched the counting down to when I could click on the button to get the tickets. I was spamming the hell out of that button. And then as soon as I clicked it, it started loading in and I was just like, please don't crash. And it didn't. I got through. The problem is, I got through and I was like number 65,000 or something in the queue. And I was like, well, I started to self-soothe a little bit. I was like, what if people ahead of me start to drop out? It's possible that by the time it reached little old me, who's like 65,000 in the queue, I'd just magically have like the last ticket available, perhaps, Because I remember they released the seating plan for this concert, and I remember looking at it and being like, oh, well, ideally, I would like to sit in this area at the front. I was like, maybe that is being a little bit too optimistic. Realistically, maybe I'll get a seat right at the back. And that's fine, because at least I'm there, I can say that I was actually there in person. That's pretty cool. I get to experience the atmosphere there still.
That was crazy. I've never actually experienced that sort of atmosphere again before.
That's fine. I'll take a seat right at the back. No, you will not have a seat at all. In fact, you will have zero. I still sat in the queue. I still sat in the queue until I went through and saw the entire seating map grayed out. Even then, I still clicked on each section just to make sure that they were, in fact, all grayed out. And they were. Of course they were. So, yeah, my dumbass thought that I actually had a chance. And I was humbled. I was humbled very quickly. And I'm not going to lie, this experience shooketh me, because I'm trying to get tickets to go to the show in Busan. But I'm not going to lie, that whole ticketing experience for this comeback concert it has me erring on the side of pessimism, which it's pretty on brand for me anyway, to be honest with you. I tend to lean on the more realist to pessimistic side generally. I'm very doubtful that I will be able to get tickets for their show in June. I'll still try my damnedest. I'm not gonna lie, this whole ticketing experience for this free concert had me having heart palpitations, had me sweating. And I just know it's gonna be a repeat of that. But me losing my ticket battle to see BTS's comeback concert wasn't the only thing that had me reeling this week in the world of K-pop. In a previous video, I discussed the trend of Wonyoungism and how a lot of people online have kind of turned it into a very toxic hashtag to use. Originally, it was not. Originally, the hashtag Wonyoungism was used for people to try and promote self-improvement. If you look up to an idol and you implement positive changes in your own life because you feel inspired to do so by that idol, I see no issue with that. However, in my previous video, I also mentioned that I had been seeing a lot of a specific content creator popping up on my social media feeds promoting Wonyoungism in a very, very unhealthy and toxic way. This specific content creator was using the hashtag to promote unhealthy eating and unhealthy diet culture. I saw another post from her that had gone viral on what she eats in a day, where she ate one meal in that entire day. And she made this post where she's like, how I look like a K-pop idol. And I'm like, so we're still doing this. Okay, cool. That's not a toxic mindset to have at all. There is a lot of unhealthy eating and diet restrictions, very heavy diet restrictions, might I add, within the K-pop industry. I'm pretty sure at this point that is a well-known fact. I think most people are aware of that. And she is out here still promoting. You can look like a K-pop idol if you just starve yourself. I made a video on this creator because I felt like the message that she was promoting was extremely toxic, especially given that every time I went into her comment sections, whether it was on YouTube or on TikTok, there were many young girls in her comments who were asking her for advice on what they should do with their body and how they should eat and how they should exercise, when it's very clear that she herself has a very big problem with her own diet and exercise that really needs to be addressed. A much larger content creator called Annie Nova also called out her behavior.
Can we talk about how when you live in Korea, EDs are so normalized? I just came across a American creator who lives in Korea, and she does like what I eat in a day videos. And it's literally just like, oh, a glass of water in the morning, and then I work out, and then I had an Americano. The whole day she doesn't eat anything, and in the evening she'll have a meal. I counted up the calories, 600 calories a day, and she pushes that onto her audience because I think it gets to a point where you've seen so many K-pop idols tell you how they restrict. It kind of becomes the norm and no one will call it out anymore.
I really like this video that Annie Nova made because she makes a very good point that this is rooted in K-pop and how it's very normalized for K-pop idols to be very, very skinny and to do whatever it takes to maintain that skinny figure, which is often to eat as little food as they possibly can, heavily restrict their calories. We all know this. There's the infamous K-pop idol diets where K-pop idols have revealed their diets and they eat like 3 sweet potatoes a day and that's it, which is what, 600 calories max? And as she said, this is what this girl is doing and promoting to her audience. And the messaging is very dangerous because it's like, oh, you too can look like your favorite K-pop idols if you eat like this. And that way of eating is incredibly dangerous. And then the plot thickens because Annie did a follow-up video.
I called out an influencer here in Korea for making content and promoting unhealthy eating habits, and she blocked me. So here are my closing thoughts. I also have been in that situation where I did not have a good relationship with food. And at the end of the day, if she truly thinks that she's not an ED account, she would have made a statement. She would have explained herself. But no, she just blocked the person that was raising awareness. Everything we post has an impact onto people, and I hope that we can all learn to be a little bit more responsible with things that we post.
See, yeah, that is the entire problem with her content and why I think she does deserve to be called out. Because, you know, people have the argument of, well, she's just posting what she eats in a day, like what's harmful about that? That's a very naive take. There are many young girls who have access to this kind of content and they can see this and think that that is totally normal and that is totally acceptable to eat that way, especially if they have a goal of becoming like their favorite K-pop idol. who doesn't want to look like their favorite K-pop idol, right? Especially young girls. And so to be promoting this message is extremely harmful and does 100% deserve to be called out. I do find it very interesting that she chose to block Annie when she made her call out. To me, at least, that suggests that she knows what she's doing. She's aware that the content she's making is promoting a very dangerous message, and she just doesn't care. Quite simply, like, she doesn't care. She wants to make that content because it's performing well for her, and she doesn't care about the safety of her audience whatsoever. As long as it's getting her views, then it is what it is. Also, her content is not framed in a way of, oh, this is just how I eat in a day. This is what works for me. So, don't go and do it yourself. Don't try and copy it. It's framed in the opposite way, where she's actually being like, oh, you can look like a K-pop idol if you eat like this. She's even put in one of her videos before, like, you can get the body of your dreams if you eat this way or exercise this way. So I think the argument of just letting her be, just letting her live her life and just post about it doesn't really hold up, because that's not her own intention with her content. Her own intention with her content is quite clear, and it is that she's trying to promote her unhealthy ideas around food and exercise to other people. And that's where it just becomes incredibly dangerous. K-pop should not be used as an outline for how to diet, because it's pretty much the exact way that you should not diet if you want to keep a healthy relationship with food and with your body. So for the love of God, please stop trying to diet like K-pop idols, stop trying to eat like K-pop idols or exercise like K-pop idols, because it is a very unhealthy way to approach both diet and exercise. And better yet, start making content promoting K-pop diets to people. That was the thing that I saw that made me think like, okay, maybe that's enough internet for today. But because I have a chronic doom scrolling obsession, I did not close my social media. I should have ended it there. That should have been a sign for me to just be like, okay, I've seen enough for today. I doom scrolled. And I came across this little tidbit.
I was duped by a Sasaeng pretending to be Bang Chen for about 4 months. So let's talk about it. Because I know what that sounds like. And I know it makes me sound foolish and stupid and completely ridiculous.
It does. Now, she seems like a really nice woman. So I'm going to try and be nice here.
Because if it happened to me, somebody who is fairly self-conscious about my protection online and my privacy.
She's making it hard. I'm not going to lie, she's making it hard, because how are you going to sit here and say that you are suspicious of people online and you care so much about your online safety and then fall for a scam like this? I'm confused.
If it could happen to me, it probably could happen to you. So I want to tell you about it.
That's also a bold statement, because I wouldn't have thought so. I don't see a world in which I could be fooled into believing that I was speaking with a K-pop idol, especially a K-pop idol that is as famous as Bangtan from Stray Kids. Like, I don't see a world in which I could be fooled into believing that.
So that maybe at least one person doesn't fall into the same trap that I did.
I think this is a 100% you thing. Anyway, I think I watched every video that was in this miniseries. And to summarize, Sasaeng reached out and convinced her that she was Bangtan, and then invited her into this exclusive group where she would get like first access to hearing his material, his songs that he's written or whatever. I don't believe that she sent any money, thankfully. I don't think this was like a money scam, but she did 100% believe that she was talking to Bangtan from Stray Kids. And the hit of that on your ego when you find out that you're not must be pretty fucking big. Because she did say in the miniseries that, it made her feel really special because she truly thought that he had reached out to her. Still, I'm going to be nice, but I'm really struggling. What makes you think that a K-pop idol of that caliber, like, bear in mind, he isn't a small idol. He isn't some, like, unknown little K-pop idol from this unknown label. He's from one of the biggest K-pop groups globally. It's like believing that you're talking to Jungkook from BTS, that he just reached out to you on Instagram in the DMs and was like, hey, you know, it's just unreal to me that you could actually believe that you are, for some reason, the chosen one, that this very popular idol has chosen to reach out to and speak to for reasons that are unknown to both of you. I'm struggling. I really am. I'm trying and I'm struggling. How she came to find out that it wasn't actually him, other than using, you know, critical thinking skills, is that she apparently ran through some lyrics that he had sent her through AI, and it turned out to be created with AI. And that's how she found out that it wasn't actually him that she was talking to. If you're speaking to somebody who is extremely famous, the odds that you're actually talking to that person are about the same odds I had of getting tickets to that free concert to see BTS. And on that note, I'm going to end this video here. So thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, please make sure to like the video. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.